Bud took the line, "Build it and they will come," from Kevin Costner's Field of Dreams to heart. They took what they had learned from Cap and Norman and kept expanding and building in Canton.
Well, we're lucky. We're builders. We build it and they will come. So we've had, we have a 95-year history of people that care. I mean, we don't milk the business. We just sort of do what we do, and we sort of want to be left alone to do what we do. We don't know any different. We just come to work and we want to do this. I don't think we can ever understand it exactly. It's just, I guess it's in our blood.
Everything was built to last.
When we were building our pier down Lazaretto, we told the engineers designed it for 100 years, and they said, "What? Nobody designs a pier for 100 years." I said, "We do."
In 1993, John Coulter would become a vice president, and Rukert Terminals had the reputation of being the bulk cargo specialist in the Port of Baltimore. From de-icing salt to alloys, everything about the business was getting bigger and better.
When I started my career here with ships like the John Brown Liberty ships, the gear on there, we had 3-ton gear and 5-ton gear, and they had swinging booms on them. Now everything is 99% of it is all ship's cranes are like 35, 40, 50-ton cranes. So they're much more efficient, and they pick up 10 times what they used to it sometimes, or at least 5 times.
Norm decided they needed a field engineer and project manager for the next wave of expansion projects. Steve Landess filled that position.
Steve is our first official engineer, and I believe I asked Norm, why did we get an engineer? And he said there was another firm that had one. I can't remember now who it is.
Cargill.
Cargill had an engineer, and he thought, well, we need an engineer. Why can't we have an engineer? And I think I was in the office the day that you were interviewed.
I don't recall.
What year was it?
It was on a Saturday. I drove all night from Gulfport, Mississippi, and I met with Norm, Joe I, and Rick Wolf in Sean's office now. We met there to do an interview.
In 93?
In 93,
yeah.
Yep.
I remember hearing the name Steve Landess. I remember hearing engineer. I remember hearing Naval Academy. I remember the excitement. And that was how many years ago now? You say 27 plus. So again, I think it worked out.
By 1995, condo creep was threatening to infringe on valuable industrial and commercial waterfront property on Clinton Street. In 1996, Cap's only surviving child, Dorothy, died at age 87. She had been the first second-generation Rukert hired by Cap in the 1920s and had been part of the family business ever since, from secretary to board member. The 90s were also a time for the fourth generation to get active in the family business.
They went to college, and they graduated from college, and they wanted to work for the company, because we'd had them down here summer jobs. And started out when they couldn't drive a front-end loader or anything, and we had them sweeping the bins out and what have you.
I started when I was 13 years old, sweeping the area directly behind us, and would do that during the summers when school was out. And my dad would drive me in the morning, work all day, 8 hours in the sun sweeping. It was pretty tough on a 13-year-old. And along with my cousin the following year, we both did it together through college. And then after college, we both worked at other jobs for 2 years. And then we came into the company. I came in July 1st, 1996. So this will be my 25th anniversary this summer. And we went through a 7-year training program where we've done every job that's on the terminal. We've worked in every department, run all of the equipment, all the administrative duties.
One of their most unique expansion techniques became known as the land swap with developer Ed Hale.
Where I'm standing now was part of Ed Hale's 33-acre property. He had a 3-story office building back here where this aluminum is piled. And you can see the Pride of Baltimore in the background here, and a Navy ship. Finally, somebody came up with the idea was maybe we should do a land swap. So my cousin Bud Nixon took Ed up the street and showed him our property up at the corner of Boston and Clinton Street, and persuaded Ed that it was a good thing to do a land swap. So we hired a joint appraiser. somehow worked out a deal with Ed Hale, and we gave him $5 million and we swapped property. So it worked out very well for Ed and me. And Ed, as you can see, built a gorgeous office building up there.
The 1990s were a very strong decade for Rukert Terminals in every way.
It's got history and tradition behind us.
So we're looking forward to 100 years of this, you know, and what a head start our son's got, you know, 100 years.